What's up, guys? My name is Mike of Coed Gaming, and I want to talk a little bit about the Nintendo Switch. So websites like GameSpot, IGN, Eurogamer, even the NeoGAF forums, you name it, everyone is blowing up talking about the Nintendo Switch with rumors and speculation about how powerful is it going to be, what games are going to be available for it, how much is it going to cost, all of these things that will basically make or break Nintendo because, as we all know, the Wii U, while a great system in my opinion, unfortunately sold very, very poorly, and third-party developers basically abandoned ship on the thing very, very quickly because it was clear the thing did not do what third-party developers wanted hardware-wise to justify developing games for it. That's why Watch Dogs was delayed so many times for the Wii U, and when it did come out, no one played it, no one bothered. So while there's many things that will make or break a console, things like price and a launch lineup and obviously third-party developers for the future, these are the things that will give the console longevity. It's what gave the Wii such longevity. It's what gave the PS2 even more. I want to talk a little bit about the things that, in my opinion, need to take place in order for the Switch to be successful. Obviously, I love Nintendo and I'm very excited for the Switch, so these are things that not only do I want to see, but also from a marketing perspective need to take place for the system to sell like hotcakes the way the Wii did. The first thing is the thing that everyone sees the second they walk into the store: the price. The Nintendo Switch must be priced well in order to sell. Now, obviously, no shit, it has to be priced accordingly. This is marketing 101, but what I mean by that is the Wii was not priced out of the price range of the non-gamer. It was priced at $250. Now, I want you to think about this. If you're a dedicated gamer, you probably put money aside for gaming anyway. You have either a gaming fund or you just spend a lot of your disposable income on gaming anyway because that's what you love. Nintendo already knows that they're going to get the core hardcore gamers with the Switch. That's not a question. The question now is, how do they reach everyone else on the outside? Granted, not everyone in the US, or the world for that matter, is a gamer. There's plenty of people that are not involved in gaming. And yet with the Wii, there were so many people that bought the Wii that weren't really gamers. They saw it and they saw how fun it looked and they bought it not with the intent of being hardcore gamers. How did Nintendo do this? One was the marketing, but a big part of it was the price. By pricing the Wii at $250, I mean, shit, that's almost impulse buy range for something of this magnitude. Now, thankfully, there are several reports that Toys R Us of Canada accidentally listed the Nintendo Switch on its website for 329 Canadian dollars. Based on the current exchange rate, that's about $250 US. Let me tell you this right now. If Nintendo prices the Nintendo Switch at $250, anything in my opinion below $300, but if they can hit that sweet mark of $250, if they hit that sweet spot rather is the term I should have gone with, if they hit that sweet spot of $250, the Switch is going to be sold out day one everywhere, mark my words. Now, obviously, price is always important when you're selling a console, but at the end of the day, what determines the longevity of the console are the games. And unfortunately, the Wii U did not have the best launch lineup. I mean, games like Watch Dogs were supposed to come out right around the same time as the Wii U launched, and they didn't. They didn't come out until months later, and by then people were losing interest. Nintendo has said that they've learned their lesson from the Wii U, and they understand the importance of a strong launch lineup, but if they want the Switch to sell in droves, they need to make sure that they secure a good launch lineup for when the system drops in March. Now, we've already seen from the trailer, we already have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, there's going to be a new 3D Mario, and we've seen Splatoon. Now, that's all fine and good, but we've also seen all of the third-party developers that have claimed to be signing on for the Switch, and one of the big ones is Bethesda with the special edition of Skyrim. Now, a lot of people have been talking about how Bethesda did confirm that, well, they confirmed that the game's not confirmed. So that has led some people to say that Skyrim is not coming to the Switch and that this is bad marketing for Nintendo. I gotta say, that would be pretty stupid on Nintendo's part to be advertising a game that's not coming to the system. Now, you could also say that when Nintendo launched the Wii U, there was a similar list of third-party developers that had signed on saying that they liked what they saw and then they backed out. So why wouldn't that happen with the Switch? Well, that's possible. However, with the Switch's list of third-party developers, it's much larger than that of the Wii U. And we also have pretty much every big developer on board. We have Sega, we have Namco, we have Platinum, we have Telltale Games, we have Warner Brothers, we have Bethesda, we have Dina, the mobile company. I think they make Puzzle and Dragons. This is just off the top of my head, the companies I can think of that are going to be signed on I almost said the Wii U, to the Switch to make games for it. Now, there has been a lot of concern about how powerful the Switch is going to be. And we also know about the NVIDIA Tegra chip that it might possibly be running. Some have been saying it's going to be running the NVIDIA Tegra X1 chip, which is more comparable to the NVIDIA Shield, which, while powerful, is not a direct competitor to the PS4 and Xbox One, unfortunately, and that much is true. However, there's a lot of unconfirmed reports talking about the NVIDIA Tegra X2. Now, I'm not the biggest expert on GPUs and PC components, but if NVIDIA is going to be signed on to the Switch, and they're the ones developing the inside hardware for the system, not only are they going to make sure that they squeeze as much power out of this thing as possible, but they're going to make sure that it's easy to develop for. I mean, that's why it's so easy for indie games to come to PC. They're the easiest to develop for because they're developed on PCs. Therefore, they'll run the best on PCs. If NVIDIA is able to emulate that easy build quality of a PC and the Switch where it's easy for companies to develop for it, well, then everyone's going to be signing on to make games on the Switch. We already have that game, Seasons of Heaven, which is the first indie game that's been confirmed for the Switch, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Granted, we've only seen a couple screenshots and one teaser, and it's running on a PC and not Switch hardware, but we've been told that the PC hardware used to show Seasons of Heaven was scaled to represent that of the Switch as closely as possible. Whether or not that's true is anyone's guess, but the point is, NVIDIA has to go out of their way to make sure that the thing is easy to develop for so that companies have incentive to hop on board and develop games for it. Because that was one of the big problems of the Wii U. The system was using very outdated hardware, and these newer developers, these next-gen developers, what they were developing, the Wii U just couldn't do it. The system wasn't powerful enough to push the hardware to produce the games that these developers were making to show the games the way they were meant to be played. So many times, developers would just skip the Wii U and develop for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. But with the Switch, on the other hand, making this jump to NVIDIA hardware and hopefully emulating the easy development cycle of a PC, it's definitely going to make the Switch easy to develop for and therefore have more games and therefore be more appealing to the consumer. Now, does that mean that we might get some shovelware on the Switch? Hopefully not, because looking at the list of developers that are confirmed to be signed on for the Switch now, hopefully things are good. Hopefully we don't have things like, Major League Eating like we had on the Wii. I mean, good lord. I don't understand why so many of those games got greenlit for the Wii, but you know what? The fact is they were easy to develop, and that's what it all came down to. Yeah, the Wii had some crap games on it, but there were so many games on it because it was very easy to develop for. Well, if the Switch with the advanced hardware is able to push the boundaries of what a Nintendo console can do, and all of these companies look at it and say, we want to put our games on this thing because it can do it, well, they're going to. If there's money to be made, they're going to. Especially if very little needs to be spent converting it from its PC counterpart to its Switch counterpart because of the similar hardware. Well, that was a mouthful, but basically to wrap up, what I want to say is this. The Switch, in my opinion, needs 3 things to succeed. 1, it needs to be priced properly. 2, it needs to have a strong launch lineup. And 3, it needs to continue that streak of good luck with its games by having as many third-party developers on board as possible. Look, we already know that we're going to get first-party games on the Switch. That's not a concern. We're gonna get our Smash Brothers, our Zeldas, our Marios, our Kirbys, our Pokemon, our Star Fox, maybe. How about a sequel to Eternal Darkness? That'd be nice. That's gonna be fine. We know we're gonna get those games from first-party developers from Nintendo, but the third-party support is what is needed to ensure that the Switch has longevity. I can't stress that enough. Launch lineup and price, once you get those done, you're good. But the longevity of the console goes until the end of its life cycle, and you can never stop talking about it. That's why I spent so much time on it. If Nintendo wants this thing to sell, that needs to be their prime concern. Now, when the thing drops in March, well, we're definitely going to be having a different conversation because we don't fully know the technical capabilities of the Switch just yet. We're going to get more information in January, so expect videos then to talk about the Switch a lot more, because we'll definitely know the price, and we should know the launch lineup, and hopefully Reggie will give us a much better idea of the technical capabilities of the Switch. Make sure to check out the rest of Coed Gaming, and until next time, take it easy. What's up, guys? Thanks so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you haven't gotten a chance to already, make sure to check out last week's video, which can be found right here. Also, if you haven't gotten a chance to already, make sure to like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. And while you're at it, make sure to check out the rest of Coed Gaming, where we upload gaming videos every single week. And as always, game on!